So, Brad, let's jump over to the ACC and what usually is a pretty good matchup. And I think even this year is a better matchup, not only because of the records, but because of what's on the line for both of these teams. That is the 4-2 Clemson Tigers go on the road to take on the 4-2 Miami Hurricanes. This is an 8 o'clock kickoff on ACC Network. Surprises me that this is on ACC Network. I know it's two ACC teams, but Brad, these are pretty good premier teams that are playing in this game. ESPN.com gives Clemson a 52.5% chance to win this game. Clemson only favored by 3.5 points on the road. Klubnik versus Van Dyke. Both of these guys were expected to have really good years this year. Both have played decent. Klubnik, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on over 1,300 yards. Van Dyke played really good, over 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Could be a little bit better. Brad, I'll hand it over to you. Who wins this premier primetime ACC matchup?
Yeah, I want to first off by saying, here on Break the Huddle, we're all about owning up to our mistakes. And hey, I'm here to own up to one. I picked Clemson to win the ACC. I picked Clemson to be, a dark horse playoff contender, and they're not going to do that. So I'm eating crow, everyone. You heard it here. Just wanted to get that on the open. Yeah, Nate, this was an interesting game because Clemson beat by Duke, beat by Florida State, and on a nice little 2-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Miami started 4-0, and then maybe the worst coaching decision ever against Georgia Tech a couple weeks ago, and then North Carolina looked really good against them last week. This one's intriguing. Both offenses have been okay. I think their numbers are inflated by, some competition and everything. But I will say the defenses have played strong. Both of these teams are giving up less than 90 yards rushing a game. The big stat to me, though, is Miami giving up 220 yards passing. Meanwhile, Clemson just 175. And that leads me to my prediction where I'm taking the Clemson Tigers. I think it's because I think Cade Klubnik kind of starts to find a little bit of a rhythm because that Miami pass defense has got some issues, it seems. I think, Nate, this one's going to be interesting. This one, to me, man, is one of those, it could be, 31-28. It could be 17-14. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think you're going to see, not a lot of big explosive plays. Give me the Tigers, and I'm going to say, I've watched one or two Miami games this year. The crowd's been pitiful. There might be more Clemson fans in the stands Saturday night than Miami fans, but I'm taking the Tigers in this one.
Yeah, Brad, that's a great pick. I'm going to keep this real short and sweet. Give me the Clemson Tigers as well. And this just comes down to, I guess it just comes down to Clemson wanting it more. I think Miami, they've just been so lackluster the last 2 weeks, and I'll give them credit. They played a lot better on the road at UNC than I think anyone thought they would, especially after that depleting loss against Georgia Tech. They looked good prior to that. They beat a good A&M team, and Parrish has done good on the ground, 452 yards, 4 touchdowns. Van Dyke having a great season, as I mentioned earlier, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But, Brad, I think the star of the game in this one, when we look back on Sunday, is going to be Will Shipley. I think he's going to have a big game, and I think Miami, 80 degrees, beautiful weather. I think that run game is going to be strong, and I think the Clemson Tigers come out on top, and they get to 5-2 on the season, and Mario Cristobal continues to get hotter and hotter. That concludes today's episode. When we come back next time, hopefully I'll have my voice back and I won't be coughing as much. We're going to be discussing our Week 8 recap and break down our Week 9 game day previews and predictions. Please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, follow us on all socials at BreakTheHuddle_, and be sure to turn on your bell notifications. Stay up to date when we post our latest videos. And let us know in the comments who you think will win this matchup of each game of the week. From Break the Huddle Studios, this is Nathan and Brad signing off.